Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I did this really cute makeup look the other day and I was like, oh, this is the perfect like pre-fall, moving into fall makeup look. So I thought I would recreate it today on my channel. And first I'm gonna start with, I haven't used this foundation in a while and I pulled it out the other day and I was like, I need to get back to using this. Because I was using a lot of like tinted sunscreens for the summer and some like really super glowy foundations for the summer. This still has like a slight radiance, but not as glowy as some of the other ones that I was using, and it's the Dior Nude. I have it in the shade 010. It's, it's a decent shade for me. It's not perfect, but we have all talked before, because I've heard from many of you that it's just, Dior tends to make foundations that are exceptionally pink and kind of orangey. I prefer foundations that are a little more yellow because I do have a lot of kind of peachy, orangey, sometimes redness in my skin. And I find that the yellow based foundations really help to counteract that and look a little bit more, look a little bit better on my skin. Okay, so I've talked about this foundation so many times. It's such a beautiful, beautiful foundation. It just looks like second skin. It is one of those very, very easy foundations that if you work in an office, this would work. If you work from home, but you still like to wear makeup like myself, this would work. If you are a mom and you just are kind of like running around, but you want like a pulled together face that still looks quite finished, but not a ton of coverage, this is for you. It's one of those foundations that could kind of suit, unless you're getting pictures taken or something, or perhaps you need like a really much fuller coverage foundation, this may not work. But for almost any scenario, I find this foundation works because it covers, I've gotten some dark spots a little bit during pregnancy, and it covers that quite well. It covers any redness, it evens out my skin tone, but it really helps my skin to just still look like itself and not very, very heavy. And it has this, it says skin glowing. I find it's more of like a natural skin finish rather than super glowy or super dewy. All right, for concealer, the Naked Skin by Urban Decay. This one is way too light for me, but I've actually been liking it. I've been using it for a while. I have it in the shade, oh my goodness, Fair Neutral. And as you can see, it goes on like super, super pale. But when I blend it in, I actually don't mind it. It does help to brighten up the under eye area. I like this concealer. It's not wowing me. It doesn't like completely blow my mind, but it's a nice concealer. I feel like it covers quite well and it doesn't crease throughout the day. It wears nicely. It doesn't make my under eye look too dry. Why don't I love it? Love it? I don't know. I think the color is holding me back, but when I put it on, it does look a little bit brighter than maybe my traditional concealers. And the thing, I think what it is I have the Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher Stick. You guys know I talked about that before, which is absolutely fantastic. And that has some like reflective properties in it that it manages to really illuminate my under eye area rather than just brighten because it's such a pale color. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this obviously brightens under my eyes because it's so fair, but I don't find that it's as reflective and illuminating. But, sorry, got an itch. I always have an itch when I'm filming. But I find that it still looks really nice. And it goes on quite smoothly. There's a little bit of texture right in the middle here, but I find that as the day goes on, it doesn't, get any worse. All right, eyeshadow primer, still with the e.l.f. This look is gonna be a one shadow look. So many of mine are. Even though I had a really fun time doing that look with the Too Faced palette, and there are some days that I have been playing around with that palette in particular, but doing a few more eyeshadow colors than I normally do, and I like that. I think it's sometimes a little fun to be, you know, go out of my comfort zone. Not comfort zone, but it's what I've fallen into, the one eyeshadow look. I find that it's very easy, it looks very polished, but as I was doing that the other day, I kind of missed the whole like artistry behind creating the look, using different brushes and really kind of spending the time and blending it. I thought that was, I really enjoy that in general, obviously, because I worked behind the counter for many, many years. All right, let me do my brows and I will be right back with them all finished and we'll get on to eyes. Brows are done. Let's move on to the eye color. So I pulled out the other day the Surratt Beauty eye baton. They're the smoky eye batons in the color Cendress, I believe. It was I showed this in a video. It was kind of like a nice taupey brown with a little bit more of a silver undertone, not so golden. And it also has this smudgy stick on the other end. I've actually been loving the smudgy stick all over my lid rather than using the liner side. I mean, you could use the liner side to add a little bit of liner or really to kind of deepen this up. But I love the smoky side, the smudgy side, because it's a little more of like a powder shadow. And literally, I just put it into the little thing, the applicator or the container, whatever it's called, the wand, and just kind of, now the thing with these is I find that when I first put it on, I was like, the color doesn't seem to be moving. It's not blending like I want it to with the smudger stick. And that is the case. It doesn't really blend well with the smudger stick. So I pull out a regular blending brush and blend that way. And I found it works perfectly. All right, so this is a Zoeva crease brush, but like the MAC 217 would work very, very well. And I just kind of go back and forth and do my little windshield wiper motion, take it up into the crease. What I love about these slightly darker taupey shades, especially for fall and winter, you know, I love a sheer shimmery champagne color on the eye in the summer. It doesn't create a lot of dimension though. So it just looks like, you know, a little bit of nothing on the lid. But with these, with a slightly darker taupe shade, you know, when you put something in the crease, it looks almost like you have like a second color in the crease with a darker shade slightly. So it can look a little more multi-dimensional. But once you start to blend these, don't let this baton, if you were to swatch these in store, let's say, or maybe you purchase one and you start using the baton and you're like, this is not rocking my world. And the baton will not. But once you start blending it, it blends beautifully. You're kind of like, how did that happen? Because the color looked like it was almost like pulling on my eye and like sticking to certain parts. Yeah. And it blends out around my upper crease area so seamlessly, as if you can't even see an edge. It's stunning. Such a beautiful color. And then you can take this liner and just go right along the lash line. Nothing too crazy, just to give a little more definition. You can obviously be a little more exact. I'm okay with it being not too exact. And just kind of blending that out slightly. You can obviously line underneath. I would say You could maybe use the wand part or the little pencil part underneath and kind of smudge it with that smoky baton for me. You guys know, I don't do too much under the eye. All right, the color is, oh my gosh, it's like the perfect fall brown taupe shade that's just so easy, so beautiful. You could pair this with so many different lip colors. You could still even make it a summer color, and it's absolutely beautiful. These batons really impressed me. Okay, the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, I'm gonna throw this on and then we'll come back and we'll finish the rest of my face. Okay, mascara's done. Let's get on to face and cheeks and all that good stuff. I am going to use my Becca Bali Sands bronzer just all over the face, just a light dusting. Love this stuff. It's just, I wish they would, do they make pressed powders in these? I don't know, but the texture and the powder formulation for these bronzers, the sunlit bronzers, are absolutely amazing. And then for the cheeks, I'm going to do the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance in Bronze 02. This I can also use all over the face, but I love it just on the cheeks. It really gives the most perfect, like, subtle bronze. It's definitely not too dark, not too orange. I can use this just as my cheek color and not even add anything else. But I love blush. So we're gonna add in a blush. And I'm trying a new highlighter today. I haven't tested it out before. It's a cream highlighter, but I brought like another highlighter to put on top just in case it's a little like, it looks a little weak. It looks beautiful, but it looks a little weak. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic in the color, this is in First Love. You know, I haven't used this in a while. I think like a year almost. So I wanted something kind of like neutral for fall. I love like a neutral cheek. Yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, there's like different, like, you're supposed to swirl the outside and then, you know, use the inside as a pop of color. Like, who's got time for that? I just like swirl it all together and buff it onto the cheeks. Got a little hair from my brush there. And it just gives like this beautiful neutral cheek. And I love that for fall. I mean, I still love a bright cheek, you know, any time of the year. But especially in the fall, I do think it's fun to play around with those more neutral cheeks. All right, this is the highlighter that I brought today. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. The Fresh Face Instant Glow Luminizer. It looks little, you know, delicate. I'm thinking to myself, is this gonna be enough? Oh, it's definitely more of a, it's definitely more, like, feels like more of a skincare product. Have no fear, I brought another highlighter with me. I mean, you know what, this is probably a beautiful, I don't know. Looking nice. This is probably definitely like a no makeup, throw this on if you don't have, you're like doing a no makeup look, but you still want your highlight. You can use this, they also say all over the skin. I mean, I have drier skin now, but I don't think I have that much dry skin. Like, I don't think my skin could really handle like an all over face luminizer. I think I still have a little bit of oil production left. So, but if you have drier skin, this could be beautiful. It's really, I mean, it's subtle. It is very, very subtle. Not that I've become like, you know, the highlighter queen, but I do like, you know, a little bit more. I don't know. You can see it slightly, but I did bring my Dior luminizer just in case. And we need it. Especially because my makeup look is a little bit more, I don't know, I feel like it's a little more, not dramatic, but it's a little more polished. And I find that a polished makeup look can hold more of a strong highlight. And super, super no makeup look, that looks good with something like this. I have to say it feels amazing on the skin. There's no tackiness. So like my RMS bronzer or highlighter, that like living luminizer that I have, or the magic luminizer, I get them confused. It's beautiful, but it does stay a little tacky on the skin. And the Chantecaille Liquid Lumiere that I have, that I've been talking about, that I've been loving, gives definitely more, that's more of a makeup product. So that's going to give you a beautiful finish and a lot of highlight. This almost feels a little bit more like a makeup, like a skincare product that you could double as makeup. All right, for lips. And my lips look so dry and awful because I put some makeup on them or concealer on them. They look like dry and terrible. We're going to use this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. I really like this one. I have been on, if you watch some of my older tutorials, you'll notice like I never use lip liner. I don't know, now I want to use it. I go through phases. I'm sure you guys do too. Some days, I know some girls like, you know, are diehard lip liner fans. They love like a lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss, the whole, you know, shebang. I don't really do that too much, but I have been liking it recently, like all summer long. Okay, Bobbi Brown, Uber Beige. This was from her Nordstrom Anniversary Sale Kit. Don't know if it's still available. If it is, I'll link it below. It's a must-have. You need to get it. Talked about it a million times before. But I think this color is sold separately. Actually, I double-checked and it is sold separately. So it is such, the texture of this lip color is absolutely beautiful. And it's her just regular lip color, but it feels very creamy and very smooth, but it doesn't, like it gives medium coverage, but it feels very lightweight, like it would give less coverage. And you put it on, you're like, oh gosh, it gives more coverage than I would think. Okay, so this is the final look. Obviously, you're going to be like, it looks like all of your other looks, Mary, but I think it's a little more fall. We didn't do anything as, you know, shimmery and champagne on the eyes. As you can see, the color on the lid really dulls down a little bit. It doesn't stay so dark when you first put it on. I feel like it really is quite subtle and it's absolutely beautiful. I do find though that it does deepen up throughout the day, because I wore it the other day and by the end of the day my eyes, it looked a little bit deeper than when I first put it on. Which I liked. It actually looked really, really nice and made my eyes look very like polished and finished. And then the cheeks, playing with that Charlotte Tilbury neutral blush. This is a beautiful color. You really need to try this. The Cheek to Chic in First Love. It looks like a little bit of nothing. I mean, that color is like, is that a color? Like, what kind of color is that? It's like a non-color, but it really works for a fall look. And the fresh luminizer on the cheeks, I had to put that Dior luminizer, my Dior luminizer on top. It's really, it needed it for this kind of look, but it is a really beautiful no makeup product. And then the lips, the lip liner and the Bobbi Brown lipstick. I'll link everything that I used down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.